Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio, and today we're taking a look at the new Warhammer Underworlds. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and of course some Underworld, Horus Heresy, pretty much D&D, any kind of tabletop content, primarily focused on the Games Workshop world though. So let's take a look. Revealed Morathi's Elves clash with the Ashen Assassins in Warhammer Underworlds Nethermaze. You followed the path through the shadows with a steely heart. Today is your reward. As all is revealed, behold, Warhammer Underworlds Nethermaze, a new box set for the Warhammer Underworlds. And there's like a little trailer for it. The box set contains 2 new warbands drawn to the nexus of the Nethermaze. The Shadeborn, whom Morathi has sent to cut out the heart of the traitorous Queen Khaine, and Skittershank's Clawpack, who seek a new source of penumbral power of the clan's Ashen. So here we see the box set, Nethermaze. Comes with the rule book, obviously the box, the board, a bunch of the cards that you need for your warband, and then also to play the game, a bunch of counters, tokens, etc., and then of course the models as well. It also comes with everything you need to jump right into Game of Warhammer Underworlds, including 2 boards, dice, tokens, a 52-page rulebook, and includes all the lore about the labyrinth and the seas with the malicious intent. The Nethermaze, constructed by mysterious and ancient architects, is a powerful wellspring of dark energy and the perfect lure for the clan's Ashen. It has also drawn an elven seditionist whose transgressions did not go unnoticed by Morathi. She sent a crew of shadowy assassins to snuff out the nascent rebellion, Ender, Skittershank's Clawpack, and the Shadeborn. So here we have 4 models, and then here we have 5 for the Skaven. Pretty nice looking models here. Obviously the Skaven range is pretty old and hasn't seen a lot of new models recently. So anytime these come out, they're awesome compared to the old stuff. That range is obviously well overdue for a refresh. But these are great. I mean, we've got one guy with a net. Well, we'll do a deeper dive into him. I mean, look at how cool that base is right there. It definitely has like that sewers vibe to it. And then these are sort of like just a version of one of the Warcry sets that recently came out. So you have like similar poses and kind of like the overall kind of dark elfy look. Led by the enterprising young assassin Slink Skittershank, Skittershank's Clawpack are fast and fragile, deadly assassins who all move speedy 5 hexes. If they control the pace of the match, they will run rings around the enemy warband. The act of killing the enemy leader is the inspire condition for the whole warband, who then descends on the remaining foes with newfound confidence, looking stylish while doing so. So here we have the leader. Obviously he's like an assassin, poison blade. He's got another blade on his back, and then like I said, the sewer like kind of great drain thing going on there is super cool. I love that they're doing these new textured bases now. I always make all my own bases because I think it really sets off the model and basically does like a tiny little diorama right on each guy. This is amazing. I mean, this is probably one of the best bases we've seen from Games Workshop. It elevates the model a little higher to make up for its like super low posture, and then also has like tons and tons of detail. I mean, you could do anything with this thing. It's got like built-in water. The pipes look super cool, and then obviously, you know, it looks awesome painted up. So really liking this model. Looks absolutely great. And then we see the next 2 guys. We see a double-bladed assassin, and then one with like a bola and rock in his other hand. Again, nice looking textured bases. Definitely give you the impression that we're like down in the sewers. A nice blend of stone and metallics. Really, really like the overall aesthetic of these models. They look great. And then here we have a super action pose one. So he has basically like a, oh man, what would we call that thing? I don't know, like a little tri-bladed throwing weapon. And then obviously is like full on dash mode, kind of like running up the side of the wall a little bit, little matrix move. And then in his other hand, he has a net ready to basically like snag somebody up. And then there's even like a little rat running on the base as well. Again, absolutely phenomenal. Looks great. A lot of these guys have like vials and stuff hanging from their sides. They have like their little mark of the Skaven on the right there. Looks really, really good. And then the last one, he must have some kind of like smoke or like poison bombs or something. We see like a couple of glowing things over here. And then obviously has a blade and then sort of like a shredder claw. And then he's basically like jumping over like the smoke or like the acid, whatever he has thrown, his little bomb. Looks really, really good. Love the action pose on these. Definitely inspiration for what the Skaven range could potentially look like. So these are big go for me. I wouldn't actually really use them for anything necessarily. Probably like use them as like key players maybe inside of a Skaven warband for warcry. But definitely worth picking these up as the models just look absolutely awesome. In my opinion, of course. As a newborn god queen hungering for yet more power, Marathi Khaine covets the dark energies of the Layer's moon. Her operatives are the Shadeborn, adherents of the shadow arts. These fighters use the shade of cover to maneuver around their enemies, receiving buffs and ambushing unwary opponents. Their leader, the Shroud Queen of Slittaz, is so attuned to the darkness that she can even flitter between cover unseen. The Shadeborn's blusterous... Oh my gosh, what a rough day for me. The Shadeborn's bloodlust brings them great pleasure in their task, and their fighters inspire if they attack an enemy fighter who is already wounded, taking delight in inflicting agony. So let's take a look at these ones. Please don't mind my reading skills today, a little subpar. So this is just another version of basically like the warcry warband leader. She looks great. The other one looks really cool. She has that like cool kind of cloak effect thing going on. This one looks really, really good as well. Kind of reminds me of like the Mistweaver Saith, I think, or something like that she was called, from the old edition of Warhammer Quest. Just like a better looking model. So she has a super cool staff. She has an awesome dagger. And then obviously is super dark elfy. If you were playing a game like D&D and you were looking for, essentially a character model for like a drow, and you were like, oh, I'm going to make a drow sorcerer or a drow wizard or something like that. I mean, this model is absolutely perfect. Awesome model. Love it. Super well posed. So she's basically like floating or jumping through the air. And then obviously has like a really cool dagger and then her staff head. And then I really like the mask, the sort of like blank face mask and everything. So looks really, really good. Super cool. And then next we see more like traditional kind of drow, a couple of knives, a nice, once again, the texture base is super cool. Definitely has, once again, like that kind of like beat up drow cloak thing. It's super cool too because it kind of gives you like that impression as they like the painting and sort of like the way it's like kind of roughed up kind of gives you the effect that it's kind of like going into shadow, or at least that's what I think of when I see it. Nice looking model there. This one is super cool. Again, great for like a D&D character if you got like a hand crossbow and a sword or something like that. There's like special abilities for D&D where you can basically attack once and then shoot your crossbow at somebody in close range. Very cool. Again, nice base, nice looking model. Super cool. And then overall, just a really good aesthetic to it. Definitely this is like a perfect kind of like assassin type thing as well. And then here we see more of like kind of a traditional witch thing going on here. So it looks like she has sort of like a longer polearm kind of tucked behind her back and then a knife in the other hand. Again, really nice. Has like that super cool cloak. Has some skulls and everything going on with the base. I absolutely love these models. They look great. Every one of these models, there's a couple that aren't as cool as some of the other ones, but every one of these models in this set looks great. This is a really, really nice set. I do like this. Sometimes these things are a little kind of meh, but the last couple that have come out have had really nice models in them. There are more new rules on the way. 2 new keywords, map and domain, arrives on cards included in the box set. One lets you gamble for glory. The other lets you change the surroundings of this sunken maze to your advantage. We'll be going into detail on these new rules and warbands in due course. But what about the lore of the Nethermaze? You may be lost as the warbands entombed in the deepest of oubliettes. The Nethermaze rests below Harrowdeep, acting as a twisted inversion where reality bends to the whims of the shadowy masters. These mysterious entities were born from the orb duplicata, also known as the Layer's moon, a crucible of dark energy on the outer rim of Olga. This power is used to attract mighty warriors into the shifting labyrinth so that the masters may feed on their fear. But there is a deeper, even more sinister purpose of the diabolic construction. Those who fight through to the end have the chance to escape through the walking gate into Haish, but the cost of leaving is higher than perhaps any of them might imagine. So here we see the art Very, very cool. Obviously, that is some art of the leader of the Dark Elves. And then we see the Skaven and the Elves kind of battling down here. Really, really nice piece of art. Super awesome colors. Nethermaze will be available for pre-order very soon. So really nice. And if you're wondering where the exiled dead have scambled off to, don't fret. The necromantic warband are also right around the corner. So that was the little like kind of Frankenstein's monster zombie skeleton guys. Little subpar compared to these. These look absolutely phenomenal. So really nice looking set right here. I definitely like the overall look of it. Again, I've never actually played Underworlds. I have quite a few of the warbands just because some of the models come out and they're just so good, especially compared to like the full rank and file like Warhammer lines. So, I mean, honestly, these are just stellar. I will definitely be picking these up. Definitely be picking this up. Really nice looking set right here. This is just the perfect thing for you're used to painting something and you want a little break, or you're in between commissions and you feel like just knocking out a couple cool models, just a little couple hour or days project or whatever. And these are perfect. I mean, they're easy to build models. You have them together in no time, clean them up a little bit, and then next thing you know, hit them with some zenathal highlights, and then, start hitting them with your contrast paints or whatever. So these are absolutely great. Love these models. Love this set. Looks awesome. Now, technically, Nethermaze is an expansion, so we saw the actual base game go up, I think, to $80. So I'm not sure what this expansion is going to come in at. Probably somewhere around 70. It doesn't specifically say it's coming out next week or anything, so I'll keep you guys up to date as I hear anything. The boards are super colorful and very cool. Really liking this. It does say it comes with 2 boards, so I'm assuming it's one on each side, like one big board, and then you basically just flip it over for the other side. So maybe one is kind of like this little mystical land, and then the other side is more like a sewery type thing. Really not sure. That's complete speculation on my part. But it looks like, and the way it's stated, everything you need to play the game. Again, I'm not 100% sure if it's considered a new game or expansion. But it basically sounds like it continues on like the storyline of basically the previous iteration of the game. So that being said, going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Let me know what you think. Which warband do you think looks cooler? Is it time for them to redo the Skaven line? Because obviously they can do some killer stuff. These models look absolutely great and just blow apart the old 1990s Skaven that we currently have. And then as far as the Dark Elves go, we've been seeing more and more of these lately. Obviously saw new character coming out, the Gladiatrix, in our new box set for Sigmar. Very nice looking models right here. These are already pretty up to date, and then they just did that Warcry warband recently as well. I want to say these came in the Catacombs warband, if I'm not mistaken. It was like the fire cult guys and these ones. I mean, these look stunning. Absolutely phenomenal. This pose right here is super awesome. Love it. Absolutely love the crossbow up in the air and the kind of kneel down pose, and you can barely just see out of the mask. And then this one is pretty cool, but the leader is amazing. The leader that came in the other set is the same style as this, but a little more eccentric. The leader from the other set is probably one of my favorite models. Absolutely stunning from this line. But this one is right there with it. I love the kind of obsidian dagger and head on the staff there. So but yeah, that being said, going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Let me know what you think of these warbands, which one you like best, what is your favorite model down below. Have you ever played Underworlds? Is it a fun game? I know quite a few people on the channel are big fans of it, and regular players, or that's even their main game. So let me know, are you excited for this? Does this look awesome? Is this going to be an expansion set, or is this an actual core game set, or is there no real difference, and I just don't know a ton about the game? Definitely always appreciate hearing from you guys. Remember to like and subscribe if you're into Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and of course some Underworlds content as well. Also do a little bit of Horus Heresy, and definitely a avid D&D player, collector, and anything to do with tabletop games. We do all kinds of reactions, reviews, and news like this, as well as tons of other stuff like painting and modeling tutorials, magnetizations, and then we are a commission studio, so we show off commissions to go out of the studio. Speaking of, I will be having a new commission video coming out very soon, as we just finished up 2 other small commissions and are working on a couple more big ones on the back there. So that being said, make sure you like and subscribe. It's a free way to support the channel. Definitely helps me grow. I appreciate all the new subscribers, and that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.